Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today we are going to present. Today we are going to present chapter 7, which is about the theory of demand and supply. The theory of demand and supply explains how the customer and seller interact in the market. Demand is what customers want to buy, and the supply is what producers want to sell. Together, they determine the price and quantity of goods. First, I'm going to explain the meaning of demand and the different types of demand. What is demand? Demand is the quantity of products that consumers are willing and able to buy at different price during a certain period of a time. And there are different types of demand. And the first type is price demand. Price demand means the quantity of demand change because of the price of the product. People usually buy fewer phones when the price decrease. More people can afford to buy When the price decrease, more people can afford to buy phone. For example, if the price of this phone is reduced, more customers will buy it. And the second type is income demand. Income demand shows how demand change when the people income change. If people earn more money, they can buy more goods and service. If their income decrease, they may buy fewer goods. For example, when people get a higher salary, they may buy new things what they want. And the third type is cross demand. Cross demand is the relationship between one product and another related product. When the when the price of one product change, the demand for another product may also change. For example, if the coffee becomes more expensive, many people will buy tea instead. And the fourth type is joint demand. Joint demand happens when two products are used together. When people buy one product, they also need other products. As you can see in the picture, a printer and printer ink are used together. If more people buy printer, the demand for printer ink also increase because a printer cannot be used without ink. This is called joint demand. And the last type is competitive demand. Competitive demand happens between substitute products. People choose one product instead of another. For example, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. If more people choose Coca-Cola, fewer people may buy Pepsi because they are similar products. Other studies have helped us understand why customers buy different products. Now I will continue my part and I will go to talk about determinant of demand or factor influence demand. Determinant of demand or factor influence demand and demand schedule. They are very important topics of economy because they help us understand why people buy more or less of products. Determinant of demand or factor influence demand. Determinant of demand are factors that affect how much people want to buy more or less. There are 6 factors. The first factor is the price of commodity. When a price is decreased, people buy the less, but when a price is increased, people buy the less. When a price is decreased, people buy the more. Second factor is price of related. Related goods are substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods like tea and coffee. When the price of tea is increased, people will buy the more coffee. Complementary goods like car and petrol. When a price is car increased, people buy the less petrol because they use them together. The third factor is the income of the consumer. For normal goods, if it can increase, demand also increase. And for inferior goods, if it can increase, people buy the less and of it and switch to better of products. Fourth factor is the taste and preference. Things like fashion, habits, environment, and climate change what people like. If products become popular, demand will increase. Fifth factor is government policy. If the government put higher tax on products, the price will go up and demand going down. Last factor is population. If the population increase, there are more buying and demand also increase. But if a population decrease, there are less buying and demand also decrease. Next topic is the demand schedule. Demand schedule show that relationship between price and quantity demand in table. For example, when the price is $3, people demand 10 units. When the price is $2, people 20 units. When the price for $1, people demand 30 units. So we can see as a price is decreased and quantity also increase. This is my pattern. And now I going to present about what the law demand is. There is a why demand curve slope downward and The essential to the law of demand. The law of demand. The law of demand definition is the law of demand states that when the price falls, demand increase, and when the price rise, demand decrease. For example, if the price of ice cream drops from 10 baht to 5 baht, more people buy it. If the price increase to 50 baht, fewer people buy it. Now let's look for the reason why the demand curve slopes downward. The first reason is the massive marginal utility. The more people consume, the less satisfaction they get, so they buy more when the price is lower. Example, the first spoonful of honey tastes very sweet and enjoyable, but after several spoonfuls of honey, each addition spoonful gives less satisfaction. Substitution effect. When the price When the price of one product increases, consumers switch to a cheaper substitute. Example like if the tea becomes expensive, people buy more coffee. The next is new consumer. Lower price allow more people to afford the product, so demand increase. Example, cheaper mobile phone attract more buyers. Psychological effects. People are encouraged to buy more when prices are lower. They feel they are getting a good bargain. The customer buy more clothes during a sale. Now for essential to the law of demand. The first is war or emergency. People buy more goods even when prices are higher because they fear shortage. Example, they buy extra food during flood, article and distinctions. Necessary goods have higher demand when when their prices are high because they show when and street price. Example like diamond and accessory handbag. Necessity of life. The people continue buying essential goods like rice, food, and medicine even if price increase. Example rice, bread, medicine, and clothing. Next is gift for good. Whole consumer may buy more cheaper staple food when price rise because they cannot afford better alternatives. Example, rice or bread in every very low income household. The last one is quality price relationship. Some consumers believe that a higher price means better quality, so they buy more expensive products. Like people may choose an expensive smartphone or brand shoe because they feel they are in higher quality. And and okay, as for me, I will talk about change in demand. Change in demand means change in consumer environment. The price tag on the item does not change, but outside factors make the product completely more or less desirable. So the entire demand line physically jump to a new location. Two ways of change in demand: increase in demand and decrease in demand. Increase in demand
means uh, the demand curve goes up and shift to the right when something great happens. People buy more. People buy more things. For example, it is a hot summer day. People buy more ice cream. Increase in demand. The curve goes down and jump to the shift to the right. When something bad happens at the exact same price, the people buy less because, for example, a new report says a Pacific toy is unsafe, so people buy less because it is unsafe for their child. Okay. The blue curve is a old demand curve. Okay, for example, a plant at $16 we got 2 plants, and the new demand was at $16 we got 6 plants. This one is increase in demand and this one is decrease in demand. At $16 um, we got 3 plants, and at $60 we got 6 plants. Difference between increase and decrease was if it increased, the curve line jumped to the right. If it decreased, the demand curve jumped to the left. Next, variations of demand. Variations of demand mean change in quantity demand due to a change in price only. Other factor does not change. Two ways of variations of demand: extensions and contraction. Extension means the curve, the demand curve goes down and goes down and demand curve goes down at the same demand curve. For example, the store puts the items on a massive sale because the price dropped, so people buy more items because it's cheaper. Construction. Constructions. The curve move upward at the exact same curve. For example, the store jerks up the price because the price is too high, so people buy less because it's too expensive. Difference between change in demands and variations of demands. Change in demand, increase and decrease in demands. The whole curve shift to the right or left, and the price does not change. It changes in consumer incomes, trends, or weather. Outside factors change, not the product price. Extensions and constructions. extensions and constructions, movements up or down at the exact same curve. Price change in the product price only. The store putting on items on sale or raising its price. In conclusions, demand show relationship between price and quantity that consumers are willing and able to buy. When price fall, people buy more. When price rise, people buy less. Understanding demand helps business decide price, helps government make policy, and help us predict how people will react when things in the economy change. Thank you for listening to our presentations.